Never have I ever had to run for my life because I'm dating my best friend's brother. By Strilsey. It was a typical Gryffindor party. Loud music, people dancing all over the common room, drowning loads and loads of alcohol. Sirius was dancing on the table, Sirius falling off the table. The only thing that was slightly off were the Slytherins that usually wouldn't show up here, but James had managed to get Regulus to attend, and of course he brought his friends with him. Nobody seemed to mind though, with Crouch adding to the rapidly vanishing stack of fire whiskey, Marlene fawning over Madhouse, Pandora as a Ravenclaw being acquainted with a lot of people already, and Rosier being actually quite funny. But James had only eyes for his gorgeous boyfriend, of course. Sadly, he couldn't kiss him in front of all the people at this party. Apparently, Regulus made it his mission to make that as hard as possible, though. The first time James had spotted Regulus that evening, his jaw actually dropped open, and Sirius, who was standing next to him, luckily, though he had spotted Lily or something, and didn't think to follow James's stare. Sirius was wearing tight black jeans hung low on his hip, along with a belt being held together by a metal buckle in the form of a snake. Additionally, he wore a sleeveless crop top, also black, accompanied by lots of silver necklaces, rings, and bracelets. But the best part was the black eyeliner around his eyes. It made the fascinating pale gray of his irises even paler, and when the light hit them in some different angles, they literally looked like they were glowing. When Regulus had caught James's stare, he just smirked and winked at him. He fucking winked. That bastard! He was such a tease sometimes. James was planning on sneaking out of the party with Reg at some point to at least snog him for a bit. Those plans went down the drain, though, as the party ended early than planned, and few people that were still in the common room for the after party, as Mari had called it, had decided to playing drinking games, despite being drunk off their asses already. So they started playing Never Have I Ever, which was really boring for some rounds until the spicy questions started. After some rounds, Wati exclaimed that some of them clearly weren't being honest and told Reg to get something. After a few minutes, Regulus turned with a little vial, and he explained it contained Veritas serum, and after some convincing and reluctance, everyone had taken a sip. Never have I ever kissed Remus Lupin, Lily said, taking a swig herself. Along with Sirius, James, Mary, Marlene, Barty, and Evan drank something from their glasses. Sirius pouted. Why has almost everyone in this room snogged my boyfriend? Well, he's the Casanova of the Gryffindor Tower, isn't he? I mean, I kind of wanted to kiss him, and I'm a lesbian. Still don't know how you pulled him, though, Black, Marlene offered as an explanation. Sirius just let out a sound of protest at that. His mood was immediately lit up again, though, as Remus whispered something in his ear and gave him a peck on the lips. As the game went on, questions got riskier and some specific, and James was starting to worry that he'd somehow reveal his relationship with the younger Black brother. Never have I ever slept with more than 10 people. Mary, Barty, Evan, and Regulus drank, at which Sirius held a fucking speech about how Regulus was still a baby and there was no way someone defiled his baby brother. Sirius, I'm not a fucking child anymore. Calm down. I can assure you that nobody defiled me, Regulus said while rolling his eyes. And so the game continued. Never have I ever been together with someone in this room. Evan, Barty, Mary, Lily, Sirius, Remus, and Regulus drank. James's heart skipped for a beat. He drank, obviously, but no one except Reg knew he wasn't still hung up on Lily. Luckily, no one seemed to have noticed him drinking, not being able to look at the people that had drunk something. Never have I ever had a threesome. Barty, Evan, and Regulus drank, making it quite obvious with whom they shared that experience. With and James couldn't help feel a little jealous. Yes, he had Regulus now, but thinking of how much time he wasted chasing after Lily made him sad. It could have been with Reg so much earlier if he just realized. Sirius looked like he might just throw up, and Remus managed to calm him down before he could throw a tantrum again. It's not like he didn't want Sirius to know about his and Regulus's relationship. It's just these kind of situations had made him skeptical of it, if it was a good idea to tell him. He'd probably have to deal with at least a week of silence from Sirius, and maybe even have to run for his life for a bit. He just couldn't lose Sirius, but he couldn't lose Regulus either, and he knew he had to tell Sirius sometime. I want to see Sirius lose his mind. Never have I ever kissed Regulus Black, Mary said suddenly, and James' heart stopped beating. This was it. The fucking end. James Potter killed by his best friend because he dated his little brother. Obviously, Barton and Evan took a sip. Reluctantly, trying to fight off the potions, James took it too. When he looked up from his glass, he could see Sirius staring at him, open mouthed. His gaze turned angry and stood up, towering over James. "James Fleeman Potter, you explain yourself right now," he screeched. I, well, you see, it's, it's so, it's kind of like, I'm kind of dating him. Maybe. James really tried to fight off the potion, but obviously he had no resistance against it, so it didn't work. Sirius stared at him. "My little brother! James, what the fuck?" He turned to Regulus. "My best friend! My other brother! Seriously!" Regulus just rolled his eyes again. "Sirius, calm down. It's not like—" No. Don't you dare talk back to me right now. You couldn't have chosen to date anyone else. Both of you. This is like fucking incest," Sirius continued. James had two options right now. 1. Continue to face angry Sirius. 2. Flee. He chose the second option and jumped up from the floor, grabbed Reg's hand, and pulled him up from the couch, dragging him behind him as he raced out of the room. He could hear Sirius' angry shouting and steps behind him, but he didn't follow them out of the common room, possibly being held back by Remus. He could deal with Sirius in the morning, he decided. Maybe he'd have calmed down a bit by then. Oh, who was he kidding? It wouldn't be any better, but at least he didn't have to deal with it right now. He found an empty broom closet and pushed Regulus in there. They kind of stood there until Regulus started to giggle. James looked at him as if like he'd just said trolls were hot or something. "What? I didn't think he'd react like that. I mean, I should have known, really." With how much of a drama queen he is. Regulus laughed. James looked at him. He was so beautiful when he laughed, and he just felt like he had to tell him. "Your laugh is beautiful, Reggie." Reg stopped laughing and pulled James in with a smile on his lips as they touched James's own, and James couldn't believe how lucky he was. "I love you, Regulus Arcturus Black. I love you too, James Fleeman Potter." He definitely wasn't going to be dealing with Sirius any more that night. He could wait. Hello, thank you for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. It's not a very long one, but I really like this fic. I will leave the link in the below, so you can visit this fic and give this author the kudos they deserve. Have a very nice day, and bye.